Hello, people. So, who's going to start the conversation about? Should I introduce what we're talking about first, or
I think
we all know? Yeah. Okay. So, who's going to go first about the first person who's going to get rid?
Take us away, Shingi.
Should we do the first person?
We're going to get rid of. Yeah.
Who get rid of?
First, personally, my first one is Chozo.
The first person saved or the first person?
First person to save.
First person to save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Alright.
My first person to save will be Edward.
Okay.
Okay.
I know he is 59, but what he does for the community actually helps out a lot in terms of his company does provide jobs, not just in this country but internationally, and because he might have actually possibility of it expanding, he can end up providing way more jobs to the community as a whole.
Okay, I said Paul because I thought he was doing cancer research. So in terms of medical.
However,
Hang on.
I know. I know. I'm aware that he has been convicted, but I thought because of his work, we do need people like that.
Yeah,
a lot of people are dying of cancer.
vote for Paul as well.
Yeah, considering that fact, I thought it would be a good idea to save him first, and then we can make him realise he needs to stop doing all of this because he could have been dead.
My rebuttal is a science research is done in a group. It's done usually done as a group of people. So even if he's researching, his medical research will be somewhere, and it can be continued somewhere else.
No, but it says he's recognised for his work in the field of treatment of cancer. So obviously, what he can think and what he's doing, the other person wouldn't know. It might be written down, but I thought what he would know.
I think he comes across as quite an innovator.
Yeah.
Cancer is obviously, a huge thing in society which needs to be eradicated as quickly as possible. And I don't think his past, convictions should take any sort of role in my decision. That's the way I looked at it.
I do understand your point, but
So,
for me...
Can we move along?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, personally, it was Tozo, and I know that you might think that's because she's a female. It's not. It's strictly to do with her age. It wouldn't matter if she was a girl or a boy. It is. She's 19. That person is 19 years old. They've got the rest of their life in front of them. I think they should be safe first.
Yeah, I thought.
That's my reason.
Yeah, I did think that in the first place, but I just only changed it because of his work. Well, initially I thought she should be safe first. She's very young.
Yeah, well, I did it according to who I feel serves a purpose in society and it can benefit society. And just like Shingi said, I put Edward as the top one. As the reasons mentioned, what he's doing is he's employing people, and I feel that without him, a lot of things, such as signing a contract which would employ a further 30 people, if he doesn't survive, we don't know what could happen. We may lose these 30 people through the jobs, and even the other employees, they may not get a job as well if he doesn't survive.
Because of the
what he's doing right now, what he
the
will
role
do.
of support he provides.
Yeah.
Okay, I put Helen because she has 4 children, but the youngest is 7 months, and I'm trying to think of it from a psychological point of view. The child, if they're without their mother when they're younger, then it has an impact on the child, and then we don't know what impact it would have on that child, whether it could be dangerous or not. So because of the age of her young child, I put her first.
Okay.
Ian, did you say yours?
Yeah, I agreed and put Paul to save Paul first because of his medical contributions.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting.
Yeah.
2 for Paul.
Should we do who we put second, or should we go?
Okay, so the first
Yeah.
bit we had Paul times 2, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Edward
Edward
twice,
has- Edward
Tozo
twice.
once,
And
and Helen
Helen.
once.
Shingi, who did you have second?
My second one was Joe Bay.
Okay.
And as well, social contributions, and he's a social and political. He's devoted to social and political evolution of African people. That's quite a thing for me personally. I think I was a bit selfish looking at that, to be honest. But for me, it's quite a huge thing
It
of our
resonates
impact on,
with
yeah, on society. So that was my slightly selfish way of looking at it.
I don't think it was selfish. I think it's probably
It's
more
just
your values.
More,
Yeah, my
more
values,
way of looking at it.
Yeah, I think like sometimes, personally, I think African people are underestimated sometimes, so it's good to have someone who's out there evolutionarizing them, showing them that they can actually be a positive impact on society, and that's what I want, personally.
So, Kamal?
I said Edward, and I said it because of his work. whatever reason Dubai stayed before. Because he's got job for another 30 people. His factory's got 71 people working. I just thought he's making a really good contribution in terms of job. And as we know, recession and job issues going on, I think he's making a really good contribution. So that was my reason.
Excellent. Like Beth, I chose Helen. It was a toss-up between her and Paul to go first because she has young children. I would argue that if her children were older and maybe moved out of home, started education, it wouldn't play much of a factor, but because they are quite young, I think it's important that she gets back to them. And Paul only edged it because of his money contribution, so therefore I put Helen second.
Do you know an interesting fact?
Yeah.
Children, when they're a bit younger, they get adopted way more. So if they were older, then those children would be more in care. But if they're a bit younger,
yeah, but I think
she has got a partner, hasn't
she?
she?
Well, no, she just.
And she's not divorced, she's just having an affair.
housewife.
Yeah, but then it just kind of gives the impression that she's having trouble with her marriage, maybe.
Yeah, true.
And obviously it's not very settled.
Yeah.
So then if the child was then to lose their mum,
So,
and the dad and mum had this
But-
conflict, it might
But
get
even
worse,
even if she survives, then if the affair is found out, the
Yeah.
children are still going to have the same effect, don't they?
yeah, but they're still
They
going to have
might
that
stay
main
anyway,
parental figure.
Absolutely.
but she
Yeah,
won't be
yeah.
deceased. She might be the,
Yeah.
you know, it might not be. It might sort of change the family from a nuclear to sort of reconstituted, but they'll still have parents who are alive.
Yeah.
So, and for that reason, I voted for Helen as well.
Oh, Helen is doing well, isn't she?
So, Helen was my second choice. You know, literally because, and maybe this is my moral judgment coming in as well. She's a mother of two. You know, I'm a father and stepfather of two. So, you know, I kind of empathise with that.
Oh, you're doing a good
No, but
down with Helen. Your
Well,
cheating ways.
unlike you, I disagreed with that, and so I put Helen much lower. But second place, I put Jojo. And again, just like Shingi mentioned, like, what he's doing.
there's a theme to that in
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's definitely serving a purpose in terms of he's promoting African people and
Yeah.
showing that, you know, they're a lot more than what society views them as. And he's also at the same time helping these African people as well.
Oh, I know, bruh.
He's also helping these African people as well to develop and evolve
Yeah.
in a way to become, like, what's the right word? Not normal, but to help them. So, like, something like technology, I'm guessing like some of the things we'll be doing
So,
with evolve.
evolution of
Yeah.
African
Yeah.
culture is what you're talking about.
So-
And I guess it's part of every election time people talk about what is it called when synergy between people. What is it called? What's that word? People always talk about it's like mingling other cultures. What's that word called?
Oh,
Integration.
Yeah.
People talk about integration, and I think it's such an important factor in everyone getting along, everyone understanding each other, and everyone end up working towards the same thing, not just for each other as Africans, but for the country as England. And integration is such a massive part of a lot of things.
So it's a cultural decision that you're making here.
Yeah.
You're saying
Yeah.
this guy because of what he represents to your culture,
Yeah.
or how you've identified with that.
Yeah, I definitely do identify with that because I think we need a lot of integration.
And just the amount of people, I guess, that he's helping as well. You know,
Yeah.
there's a large country
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
who's involved with that.
I'm
Yeah,
identifying with it more on sort of parent
Yeah.
point of view, but
yeah, it's quite interesting.
So second, I would say Paul.
you're saying Paul.
Yeah, because of like you guys said, obviously his development with treating cancer, but also because although some of you said that it's a group decision, you said it's like a group work with science. I thought the idea might have come from him, so therefore he might develop more ideas himself, which could influence more diseases. And
Yeah,
things
because
like
it's
that.
crazy as well. He's not on the book of an exciting breakthrough. So
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
thinking that it must be something he's done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Right then. So we're at 8 minutes now. Should we stop before we do number 3?
We can
Yeah.
do number 3 very quickly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Spitfire round. Okay, for me, I've got Paul for number 3 because of his cancer work. I thought he was
So
good,
you're
but I
saying
said
Paul
first.
next?
Yeah.
Paul number
Yeah.
3. Okay.
Uh,
I said, is it Joe?
Joe Bay.
Joe
I
Bay.
don't know.
Joe
Let's just go with Joe Bay.
Joe Bay,
With Joe.
I thought you wouldn't sound out E because of split digraph, but okay. I thought because he's a minister and he's working, his work is towards a social and political for African people, and again, it's all about minorities being brown myself. So I thought he's doing a great job there, and I would go for him.
Good. I mean, for me, it was a toss-up between Job and Tozo, and I went for Tozo, and since we've been speaking about it, Job's work is, resonating with me, and he's obviously doing a good job. But Tozo, they would put her high on the list. It's just her age; she was young, and therefore she's got a whole life ahead of her. I didn't factor in anything to do with her wealth or her background. It was just purely about
Yeah, I was having problems as well.
No, it didn't factor in.
Yeah, I was tossing between them two.
Yeah, that's for mine.
Okay.
My choice, my number third was Job or Jobe, and that was strictly for nothing to do with African culture.
That's okay.
And it's literally from the point of view of he is younger and he's got more children. So Edward's got grandchildren as well and children, but he's older. So Job and Paul's got no children.
Job has got 11 children.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why he's there.
He's
And he's only 40-something years old, whereas Edward's in his 50s, so Edward went further down the list. So Job's strictly on the fact, or Job A, strictly on the fact of that he's got, maybe a cost to his family. So.
That's good.
Well, for me, in third place, I put Tozo.
Why do the men are rating it? This is really good because it's 3 men and 3 women, and it's literally so different. Like,
Yeah,
men
real
have put a right up, and
yeah.
women have put a low down.
I mean, honestly, it could have been an ugly bloke if he
It
was
is
19
quite
years old.
interesting though to see how each of us.
But do you think that? So do you think? I know you said her being an attractive female influenced our decision. Do you think it influenced your decision as well?
Yeah, in the negative.
Maybe that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe put it in my head.
It didn't
I'm
influence
seeing
my
it.
decision.
But I think
That
for me,
didn't influence mine.
I'm looking at who they're helping and how many people they're helping.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
doing. Like,
The impact of
Yeah.
their help,
Yeah.
whereas I feel like she doesn't
but
help.
I'm not basing it on the
Yeah.
attractiveness
I
of her.
don't
No.
think she really
You put that.
You said
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Tozo.
I
No,
put Edward
You said
because
Job.
No, Tozo.
Sorry.
he offers lots of jobs and employment, and then this can help people because if they're obviously earning money, then it can impact their health and their food and their wealth and things like that. So I went for
So
Edward.
Edward, for the reasons that we said before,
Yeah.
all the kind of support from the community.
Okay, so should
Helen
we
is just
pause
out
that?
of the
Yeah.
picture this one. Nobody wants to
Who's
say
pausing it
that.
actually? Because I might-
Yeah, nobody
Helen,
wants
I'd
to say
say-
Helen.
I
I'd
say
say
Helen.
Helen.
I've said Helen.
I mean,
second
I'm
place.
going to say that. So the only reason
I
I
say
chose
that
these
she was my
ones
second
is
one out.
Let me